Up on the tops of mountains, there are lots of loose rocks and boulders. You learned how they break loose. It's things like freezing water and plant roots that can break the solid mountain rock apart into smaller pieces. Now, normally after that happens, those loose rocks stay where they are. But when it rains, that makes the mountainsides slippery, and so when that happens, it's possible for lots of loose rocks to slide down the mountain all at once. So rain is one of the things that causes landslides. Like, watch this video taken in Taiwan. You can see it's raining. There's cars driving on a mountain road. You see the mountain on the side. Now keep your eyes on the white car in front. I'm not going to say anything more. Just watch that. Can you imagine if that was you in that car? Incredibly, no one was hurt. But still, what are the chances of something like this happening? Well, let's look at this slope. If a hill or a mountain is only slanted this much, that might not be enough to get a loose rock rolling. But if it's slanted this much, any loose rocks are much more likely to start rolling downhill now, aren't they? Scientists have measured the slant or the slope of mountains like this. And angles of about 35 degrees or more are usually what worries them the most. Less than an angle of 35 degrees, and any rocks that come loose might just sit there forever. But at around 35 degrees, that's an angle that, when wet, now any loose rocks tend to come tumbling down. Surprisingly, the worst kind of landslides occur with rocks that have already tumbled down the mountain. Like this pile of loose rocks right here. You might think, well, if they've already tumbled, then everything's good, right? Where else could they go? But consider an example from real life. Like, you see this other little slope right here? That's a bunch of loose rocks. They've all tumbled down the mountain, and now it's its own steep hill. There's even a little forest of trees growing on that one. See, here's a close-up. Well, in Japan, there was a steep hill like this, where someone had built a road. And here's the actual view when standing on the road. This video was taken in nighttime. It had recently stopped raining, but it had rained a lot in the previous days. And you see what's happening? Look at that. There goes the power line, and there goes an entire forest of trees right past the view there. Wow. Just to show you, if you were to look at something like this the next day, this is what a hill looks like after a landslide like that the next day. You could see the whole side just slid off. Do you notice the trees down there at the bottom? They used to cover the whole side of this hill. A landslide similar to this one happened in Washington State in the US in 2014, killing 43 people. So landslides are a big deal. Now that you know something about landslides, you might have some idea of how to be safe. Say you were trying to decide when and where to go camping in a hilly area. What kinds of things might affect whether a landslide would occur?